everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you have been struggling to sell your online course and you have a small audience and no money to invest in paid ads, you are in the right place. Today I'm going to show you how you can sell your course effectively using webinars, especially if you do the follow-up right. That's where the gold is. So let's dive right in. So why your course isn't selling and what can you do about it? The truth is, building your digital course is only half of the work. After you have put all the content together and uploaded your program to a course platform, you have to sell it. You have to promote it, because if you don't, it will stay on the shelf gathering dust. And that's super disappointing after all the hard work that you have put into building your course. Let me know if this scenario sounds familiar. You launch your new course to your audience, you are all excited, and you make immediately some sales. Those first sales come from your loyal fans. People who have been following you on social media for months, for years, and they love your content and they comment on all your posts. They will buy whatever you create. Then, after a few weeks, your sales trickle down to almost nothing, which is pretty disheartening after the first exciting sales that you made. So what's going on and why is this happening? Well, your first sales come from people who were ready, willing, and able to buy from you, your super fans. When you have a huge audience like Amy Porterfield or Mel Robbins or Marie Forleo, you've got a lot of these people who are ready to buy from you right now. But not everyone is at that stage where they are ready to buy. And if you have a small audience, that will translate into a sharp dip in your course sales once your loyal followers have made their purchase. It's like you have exhausted your reserve of buyers. So what can you do? Well, you've got two options. You can either find new audience who are ready to buy, and this means bringing new people to your sales page with Facebook ads, for example, or you have to bring the people who are already in your orbit to a place where they are ready to take action, to give you their money. And you can do this effectively with webinars. In this second case, you won't have to come up with money to pay for expensive ads, but you will have to invest some of your time. So why webinars? In order to make a sale, you've got to bring your potential customer through a journey, from awareness of their problem to consideration of all the possible solutions, including yours, to ready to commit, ready to buy. And once people enter your sphere, your job is to move them along this journey with your content. You want to connect with your audience, build trust, establish your expertise, and demonstrate your ability to solve their problem with your course. You want to form meaningful social interactions with your potential buyers. Present yourself and your brand as a trusted source to solve their problems with your course. And this can be very effectively achieved through webinars, especially live webinars. So why is that? Well, when you get people to sign up for your training and they show up live, they instantly become a hot lead on your radar. They have taken the time out of their busy schedule to show up and listen to what you have to say. You've got their attention. Now is your opportunity to deepen your relationship with your audience, to showcase your expertise, to help them solve a small problem and engage the conversation around how you can help them further. But how can you convert them into buyers? That's what we are going to cover next. First, your webinar setup. 2, how to conduct the webinar and your pitch. Careful here, because you don't want to blow it up and lose their trust. And the follow-up after the webinar. That's where the gold is, especially if you have a small audience. So bear with me because it's getting even more interesting. Setting up your first live webinar. Okay, so let's have a look at the moving parts you will need to set up in order to conduct your live webinar from start to finish. First, your landing page. A landing page with a sign-up form to capture emails. I like to keep the copy of my landing page to a minimum, so people immediately know what they are going to learn and how to sign up. That's all they need to know for now. Don't overwhelm them with a bunch of information about your business or yourself at this stage. I have a large title, 3 bullet points for the takeaway, the date and time, and a simple call to action with a form. 2, you will need an email sequence before the webinar to send the link to attend the training and remind people to show up live. I like to send 4 emails for this. 1 directly upon registration with the Zoom link to attend the event. Then 3 reminder emails. 1 2 days before the event, 1 the day before, and 1 the day of. You want to have as many people as you can showing up live for your training, because those will convert better later in paying customers. Then you need a Zoom account to present and record your live webinar. Zoom or any other webinar platform that you want to use. All you need here is to have your presentation ready. For me, it means I prepare a short slide deck presentation in advance in my Canva account. 4, you need an email nurture sequence after the webinar to send the replay to those who didn't make it live and to pitch your online course. 5, you will need to reach out to each attendees individually and get them on one-on-one calls with you. I personally use Kajabi to create and manage the landing page with the sign-up form and the pre- and post-email nurture sequence. In fact, I use Kajabi to run my entire business. I use it for my website, my webinars, and I use it to sell my courses and my coaching programs. So if you are interested in learning more about Kajabi for your business, I placed a link below this video in the description that you can use to sign up for a free 30-day trial so you can look around and see if this might be a good option for you. Ideally, you want to have all of the elements I just listed ready to go before you start promoting your webinar, so you don't have to worry about writing your copy while you're busy getting on calls with people. So what to teach during your webinar and how to pitch your course. Here is how I like to structure my webinars. 1, and just because everybody is so busy nowadays, I keep the teaching portion between 20 and 30 minutes maximum. 2, I follow up with a short sales pitch between 5 and 10 minutes maximum. Less is better in my opinion. And 3, finish with an open Q&A session at the end. So what to teach? I recommend that you teach something related to your course topic and that is situated at the very beginning of your potential customer's journey. Give them a quick win, deliver value, but don't solve their entire problem. Don't teach the full content of your course. Just a small portion to help them get started. Let me give you an example. If your course teaches people how to build and run a cake decorating business, great webinar topics would be 5 essential tools needed to start your cake decorating business, or basic cake decorating techniques that every beginner should know. Next comes your sales pitch. That's when you are going to promote your course. I like to transition into the pitch phase with the question, what's your next step? So here you want to clearly lay out the next steps for your attendees and tell them that they can either do the work on their own, or if they prefer to get to the finish line faster, they can purchase your course. Continue by explaining the transformation your program offers, address potential objections, and let your audience know about important details, such as the price. But be careful here. You have worked really hard to bring people to your webinar, making sure that they show up live. And when they do show up live, it demonstrates a certain level of trust and recognition of your skills.
So don't blow that trust by pitching like a bro.
And by that, I mean launching in a lengthy, pushy sales presentation that goes on and on and on. We've all been on those. Treat your audience respectfully, how you would like other people to treat you. So respect their time. Keep your pitch to 10 minutes maximum. And you finish up your spiel with, it's up to you. You decide. Make your audience feel like they are in charge of the decision. Okay, now that we have covered the touchy subject of the pitch, let's move on with the gold. The gold is in the follow-up. That's when sales will happen, especially if you have a small audience. I've got 2 follow-up tactics for you: a nurture email sequence and personal outreach. Let's talk about the nurture email sequence first. So, immediately after the end of your webinar or the next day, send an email to those who registered for your training with a link to watch the replay. Next, you want to send them a series of 5 to 8 emails to promote your online course and drive enrollments. Your strategy with this email nurture sequence is to take people through small yeses with each email, slowly overcoming their fears and objections. Build excitement for your course by giving your audience sneak peeks into your course content, and maybe offer them a special discount or special bonuses that you have prepared in advance. And you also want to show and tell stories from past clients or customers who have worked with you. Show people what is possible. Next, in addition to this email nurture sequence, I strongly recommend that you personally reach out to the people who showed up live for your webinar and try to get them on Zoom calls with you. Every time I've had a follow-up call after a webinar, I've sold either a course or my coaching services. The reason for this is that those webinar attendees who are getting on follow-up calls with you are almost every time ready, willing, and able to commit and to buy from you. Thanks to all of your efforts before, during, and after the webinar, you have brought these people who were simply in your orbit before to being able to take action. So my advice is to get those people on one-on-one calls and close the deal. I guarantee you, you will see your online course sales climb up and up if you do this regularly. You could host webinars every month if you can. Create a series of 3 webinar topics and alternate between them so you don't always teach the same thing. Alright, so we have arrived at the end of this video training. If your first webinar doesn't bring the results you hoped for, be patient. Keep optimizing, keep tweaking, and stay committed for at least 3 months. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you have any questions or want to share your experience, drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you.